Hello, this is Mole Man in the morning. Good Mole Man to you.
Hello, welcome to Mole Man in the morning.
Good moment to you. I should have said it like 12 times to emphasize the clip show nature.
What were you going for? Clip show nature?
Just Mole Man. I couldn't think of it in the moment.
Completely fair. It is a very average pair of episodes we've got today.
Low effort episodes, low effort Mole Man.
Yep.
Way to sell the audience to hang around.
Hell yeah.
Hey, audience, the title of this episode is Another Simpsons Clip Show. That should give you a real good idea where we're at today.
Yeah, a little bit.
We're contractually obligated to do this in order.
For some reason we, or at least I, have committed to doing this. You guys are just along for the ride, I guess. I committed to doing this.
Yeehaw.
Yay. Hello and welcome to Mole Man in the Morning. We are a podcast about how The Simpsons has a lot to say about society when it's not doing a clip show. And it may even have one little teeny message in the clip show as well. Who knows? I am your host, John, and I'm joined as ever by my co-hosts, Matt.
I bit my Wookiee.
And Michael.
Adley ho, podcasterino. That intro was inserted from episode 3 of this podcast.
That took me a second.
I could go back and get the actual clip and put it in if I wanted, but I don't think I've got the
Well, if you're gonna do that,
compulsion to
just insert about 5 of them of me saying the same thing.
We could do a Hidely Ho podcasterino montage. How about that? Yeah.
Take
all
one
the
syllable
highlights.
from each time they've said it.
Oh my god.
How much time do you think John has to edit these podcasts?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would be asking too much of me. It's just completely stupid.
All
All
right, then do it.
Michael got aggressive.
Mm.
Well,
Do it,
I just go the way to defend my friend, and I'm thrown under the bus. So fuck.
Me.
I know
Fuck
you
waste
value
your
my
life.
time more than than I value my time, but that's impossible. My time is worthless and all that. We are into season 6 of The Simpsons. We are to episodes 2 and 3. We've got Lisa's Rival, which was actually an episode that was supposed to go out in season 5, but then an earthquake happened and it got delayed. And then we've got another Simpsons clip show where the phoning it in dial is cranked up to 11.
Yeah, yeah, fucking all. That episode is, well, it's an episode.
It sure is. We will get through today's podcast in a bright and breezy hour 50, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't think this one. I have so few notes. Let's go. Let's talk about what we're drinking and such.
Let's talk about what we're drinking. What we got?
So I said in the pre-show that I splurged, and I did. I spent a whole £4.60 on one bottle. It's called Delirium. It is a Belgian strong beer. It has a pink elephant on the thing.
Sure
it's
does.
wrapped up like fucking champagne, which blew my mind. It says family brewery in The Hague since 1654. And I didn't check until I got home. It's 8.4.
Yeah, Belgians tend to do that, yeah.
So you
Belgians
fucking
don't do
hard,
half
guys.
measures.
Let's give it a sip. It's a small bottle, though, so we'll see.
I think that's our podcast coming in at 2 hours.
Oh, that's fucking smooth.
Yeah, no, Delirium's
Holy
good.
shit! I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to try not to just drink all that in like 5 minutes. Holy shit, is that nice? Oh, fuck me standing. Yeehaw! Holy bolt, fucking
There
hell.
is a bar in Cardiff that opened up a month or two ago that specializes entirely in Belgian beer. It is so good.
That is
wonderful
really
place.
fucking nice.
Michael, what you got?
Well, in the same pre-show, I was told I was an alcoholic, so I've abandoned booze and I'm drinking a lemon and ginger tea with some turmeric honey. It is quite refreshing.
Lovely.
Turmeric honey.
It's amazing.
Okay.
What are you having, John?
Last time around, I was told that whiskey was for old people, so I'm on the whiskey
Aye.
because I'm an old person.
What whiskey are you drinking?
I've got Penderyn Faraday, which is
Oh, that's
something
a
I
good
picked.
whiskey. I like that.
Yeah, I picked it up at duty free when I was on holiday last year because it was their travel retail exclusive. It's a very
You
nice
drinking
one.
it straight?
Drinking it straight, yeah.
Damn.
You can't have to
Hair on
drink
your
fancy
chest.
whiskey straight. You can't have it mixes. If you're going to have a
Absolutely.
mixer, have a Bell's.
I mean, I don't
Well,
drink
quite.
whiskey in general. Whiskey makes me want to die. It's delicious, but I want to die. That's why I'm a rum guy. I'll drink rum straight, but yeah, no, whiskey's too much for my wickle body.
John and I used to drink rum straight every weekend for a good 4 years.
You guys have problems.
There's a really good, I don't know if it's still there, there was at least a really good rum bar in Bradford.
Shout out to the Rum Shack if you're still going.
Mm.
There was one in Huddersfield that was decent.
Right, now they're all sufficiently lubricated and hydrated and whatever we're doing. Let's talk about Lisa's rival. In fact, let's talk about what happened on the day it aired first, which was September 11th, 1994.
Hey, that's 6 days before my birthday.
Ooh.
Hooray! What happened on this day? Kelsey Grammer won an Emmy.
He did,
Oh, well done.
yeah.
Kelsey
Sideshow
Grammer's
Bob
another
won
one.
an Emmy.
Like since I've brought this up almost every episode recently, it's another actor that I have to be like, I have to watch with some sadness because he's a tosser.
Yeah, there is that. There's a lot of that around, unfortunately.
If
Yeah.
you watched them in your childhood, just be prepared to accept they're a dick.
I will die on the hill that Frasier is one of the best shows of all time. So
Oh, it's a great
Like,
show. I love Fraser.
yeah, absolutely fantastic show. But yeah, it's just a shame that Kelsey Grammer hit his wife
Yes.
and possibly
Very
daughter, but I don't think that one's like confirmed.
Substance abuse kids, it does dangerous things to you.
Quite.
I love bringing the mood down.
yeah.
Anything else happened
Oh.
on this day?
I'll bring it up. Andre Agassi wins his first US Men's Tennis Open.
Cool.
Good for
I,
him.
I know so little about tennis, man.
I know nothing about tennis.
I know my parents love it. That's all I know. Although I did like Andy Murray's first tweet after retiring from tennis, which was didn't like tennis anyway, which I thought was really funny. Andy Murray might have the personality of a wet lettuce, but he does occasionally have some fucking rippers.
There's got to be personality in there somewhere. Okay, so US number 1, I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men.
I will.
And our UK number 1, Saturday Night by Wakefield.
Oh,
Nope,
no,
nope.
it can't be the one I was thinking of. It's way too late. Because I was thinking Saturday night at the movies.
That's
Who
not that, is
cares
it?
what pictures
That's the
you
Drifters.
see? Exactly. That's why
That's
I was
the
saying it can't be
1960s.
that. I acknowledge that.
No, Saturday Night's the Saturday Night. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Right,
Pretty
right.
baby. Yeah, it's the club one.
God, what a shit
Right.
song.
It's not great. But I remember it.
Who else here had to suffer through their parents singing along to that in a pub?
More on holiday in Spain.
Oh God, yeah, fucking hell. Nah, it's my mum like clapping, all excited, trying to get me involved, and I'm sat there just fucking trying to fold into myself.
I think she was a one-hit wonder. A quick glance on her Wikipedia page. It doesn't seem to have done anything noteworthy
Yeah,
before or since.
Tell you what, I
Yeah.
am not surprised.
I don't remember many other Wakefield hits.
I didn't even know the name Wakefield now.
Mm-mm.
Boys to Men, unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, we're going to be seeing so fucking much of this season. Like, they do not leave the charts, like, for a year or something stupid. They've got a bunch of hits.
I think we've talked about this before, that as the further and further we get into Simpsons, the more that's going to be the case, because like people held the charts for just longer in that period.
Yeah.
Because, you know, back in the 70s and 80s, good music was coming out, whereas now we're in the 90s, where I'm fairly certain like 3 good songs came out.
Oh, well, we've still got to come to the era of the Macarena. So I can't wait to see how long that's
Oh,
going for.
balls!
When's the Macarena?
96, 97, I want to say.
Is it? I genuinely would have thought that song was older than that. Huh, okay.
Have we had Mambo number 5 yet? When's Mambo number 5?
Oh, that's not till the 2000s, I don't think.
Yeah, that sounds about
Do you know
right.
he's German? Do you know the dude that sings Mambo number 5 is German and sings most of his songs in German?
I did not know that, no.
He's fucking German. What the actual fuck?
German people can mambo.
It's,
Are you saying German people can't mambo?
it is the most American song in the world, and it's the only thing that makes it not completely American is the fact that a fucking eagle doesn't crow.
I'd say mambo's more Latin American, so it's more South America sort of thing.
Maybe musically, but lyrically, I feel like it's very American. But yeah, I was blown the fuck away when it was a German too. Which I was like, what the fuck?
There were Germans called Tina, so it tracks.
Nine. There are no Germans named Tina.
Everyone in the comments flood him with the German ancestors name called Tina, please.
Please
We must
do.
prove Matt wrong.
Please let us know if you have any actual Mambo number 5 memorabilia, because I remember I used to have an actual CD of it.
Memorabilia?
Yeah,
CD,
well,
yeah, okay, CD.
that's
memorabilia.
memorabilia.
I would call CD of Mambo number 5 memorabilia.
I
that
think
is
it's about like a
absolutely
collectible
memorabilia.
plate or something. I was like, I got the collection of plates on my wall.
I've got the coffin the man was buried in.
Do you remember
God.
when they minted the limited edition Mambo number 5 pound coin?
Michael, I don't think that's memorabilia anymore. I think that's theft.
I have his suit and his hat.
Guys, do we even want to talk about Simpsons? Should we just spend 2 hours just shooting the shit?
It's about Mambo number 5.
Absolute bollocks. Yeah, why not?
No.
Look, we have one actual episode to get to. We can talk about Lisa's rival, right?
There's so many people that I imagine like listen to this show that are just like, when will they get to talking about The Simpsons? And they always skip this bit. They're just like, I'm only here for The Simpsons. I don't like it when my podcasters have personality and opinions.
I probably should put a timestamp somewhere in like the description to say when we stop talking bollocks and start talking about
Yeah,
The Simpsons.
the bollocks countdown.
But like,
Oh.
not to completely derail things, but like, I kind of love it when podcasts do that anyway. That's kind of like my favorite
Absolutely.
bit. So
It's
I
one of
don't
my
mind
favourite
doing it
bits.
because it's like I'm making content that I want to hear. So, like, I
Yeah,
listen to a
absolutely.
medieval history podcast, and they quite frequently just chat shit for 15 minutes at the start, and I'm like, that's the best bit.
I think it helps with the parasocial feeling like you know them as people.
Absolutely, we are your best friends, listeners.
We are your best friends, and if I ask you for money, there should be no reason to question that.
Matt needs to buy his Mambo number 5 memorabilia.
I
You must
do.
send him money.
If I think the first bit of memorabilia I want is Wang. I genuinely want some Wang memorabilia. Since we talked about that, I think that'd be so funny to have like a tie pin. Oh my god, let's talk about Simpsons.
I feel like we're all sleeping on calling it Mambo-rabilia.
And that's a business, folks.
Oh, that's your joke for the podcast.
That is my joke for the podcast. Anyway, Simpsons.
No.
Right, shall I do the chalkboard gig?
Absolutely, please do that.
Yes,
So,
please.
no one is interested in my underpants. I'm not touching that with a barge pole.
I'm mostly interested in that in the sense that we had a discussion about whether we were interested in Bart's underpants last time.
Did we?
Did we?
Because we talked about how they had all the time to do the attention to detail, and they decided to include Bart in his underwear instead of a swimsuit. They were interested in his
Oh, yeah.
underpants.
Yeah. Maybe that's why the chalkboard gag is because
Maybe.
someone said, like, why is he in his underwear?
It's like, do you remember last week when we had an hour-long meeting about whether to draw Bart in his underpants or not?
Yep.
Simpsons writers were freaks.
Hmm.
Oh. And then it's a repeat couch gag, right? No, it's a repeat next
No, this
episode.
one's new. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is they swim up to the sofa this time. We've not
Yeah.
seen that before.
I realized how all of the couch gags remind me of childhood. I know that's a weird sentence, but like when you were a kid, your living room, your couch, or whatever central seating was your pirate ship. It was your fortress. It was, it was the mountain to be climbed. So weirdly, The Simpsons doing these bits actually does kind of remind me of all the imaginative moments you did have when you were a kid with the couch. And I'm very curious. I'd love to talk to Matt Groening about those kind of little things about The Simpsons of like, where did the idea of the couch gag come from? Was it just, it's funny because, yeah, they all rush to sit down at the in front of the telly like an American family kind of gag, or is there something deeper to it? You never know.
Who knows?
I mean, it's Matt Groening, so I doubt it. But anyway.
He just made it. He's not responsible for literally everything in The Simpsons.
This is also true.
So, the episode begins with Lisa practicing on a saxophone, and Bart comes in and tells her to keep it down because he's trying to make a crank call. We then hear Skinner on the phone saying that, actually, his refrigerator wasn't running, and Bart has just saved him quite a bit of spoilage. And, not just him, thank you, anonymous young man, which annoys me.
I adore the way they write Skinner's, how he talks. Because he doesn't speak like a normal person. So he's like, save me quite a bit of spoilage, anonymous young man. It's like, who talks like that?
Lisa says it's her room and she can do what she wants, and Bart says he can do what he wants in his room.
Yeah, she stepped in it there.
Bart leaves and we hear the banging on the wall, and it cuts back to Bart reading his Bad Boy's Life, which has the Laramie Jr. cigarettes on the back.
Oh, yeah, it sure does.
Up all day.
Yeah, my dad was... I was watching Simpsons. I genuinely have already forgotten what episode. It was an episode of Simpsons we'd already watched, but I was watching it while I was visiting my parents, and I pointed out that Laramie's is an actual brand, and my dad was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it's a real brand. Which I learned from doing this podcast.
Lisa gives up and goes into the garage, and Homer tells her to stop the racket because he's trying to fix Marge's camera. we then cut to Homer, and Homer has a drill, which he's
so
going to hit with a hammer.
Yeah, I just love it. Again, it's the sort of like OCD, slow, tender Homer about to do something stupid. Because you know what's going to happen, but Homer is like, easy. Like, he's so confident. And then it just shatters. It just fucking shatters.
And Homer's response to this is, I'm going to need a bigger drill.
And a bigger drill! Homer logic, man.
Homer does a lot of heavy lifting to save this episode.
He does, like, I mean, not to spoil my hand too much on this, but like, I genuinely think the B plot's better than the main plot in this one.
Yeah, I feel like we do need the B plot was better counter for this podcast, because we've had it like at least two times now where the B plot has been the superior plot, and
it comes up occasionally.
Yeah, we would have rather just had an entire episode of the B plot kind of thing.
We then cut to Marge, and Marge has been reading a romantic novel, and she starts daydreaming.
Love in the Time of Scurvy.
It's an amazing title. So Marge is on a boat with her handsome pirate lover, who is very happy with her bountiful bosom, which is just heaving like the seas.
Yeah, it's so good. I like how she has the red lipstick on and everything.
Pirate starts talking about how it's nice that the seas are quiet, and only in the embrace of quietude can two lovers make love. But then he hears the saxophone and goes, well, I'm done for the evening.
Yeah, I'm done for the evening. The saxophone just kills his boner. I feel like jazz kills a lots of people's boners. I also like Marge asking, does that earring mean you're a pirate? And he says, kinda.
Kinda.
Which, there's so much to unpack about that. It's like the fact that Marge thought to ask in a sexy moment if his earring means he's a pirate, and then his response is, kinda? What the fuck does that mean? I'm kind of a pirate.
But also, like, this is all Marge's imagination, so presumably this is Marge's logic as well, that, like, earring equals pirate.
Yeah. her logic with, what's he called? The guy with the noise, the football player.
Lee Majors. So Marge comes out of a horny fantasy and yells at Lisa to stop blowing her sex before correcting herself.
I mean, a
stop
sax.
blowing your sax. Your sax. Lisa points out that she's auditioning for the school band and she's got to practice, and Marge's response to this is, I sacrificed the good camera to get some quiet time.
Genuinely one of the best, if not the best gag of the episode is Marge saying that she sacrificed a very expensive camera so she could just fucking goon in the living room.
We then also see that Maggie puts pacifiers in her ears, and this prompts Lisa to finally agree to play outside.
Also, the horrifying noise that Maggie then, they like play the sound of Maggie sucking on her dodie 3 times over, which then implies that Maggie's ears have suction.
Whoa.
Well, you see her sucking on them. Like, they pop in and out of her ears. It's kind of gross.
Horrific.
We then cut to Lisa playing outside, and we cut to the Flanders living room, and Flanders thinks it's Gabriel's trumpet. he asks the boys what it means, and the kids get very excited about the pending Judgment Day.
Fucking, they're like, yay, the rapture!
This episode sounds a lot better than I'm giving it credit for.
Done it just, man. No, but I will say, the intro to this episode is pretty banger, but it then immediately goes downhill.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately.
Speaking of going downhill, we cut to Miss Hoover's class, and Ralph is asking Lisa for the answer to
Oh,
number
sorry.
7
Yeah,
on
this
the
was
quiz.
one of the things that I noticed because with one of the episodes I was watching, my parents, Miss Hoover's hair used to be blue.
Did it?
Yeah,
Sure.
I think it is blue very early on, isn't it?
Yeah, Mrs. Hoover's hair used to be blue, but then it's brown in this episode. Yeah, it was weird.
Lisa won't give Ralph the answer because it defeats the purpose of standardized testing. Ralph's response to this is, "My cat is called Mittens."
Great name for a cat.
And Miss Hoover then offers an oral extra question of what Christopher Columbus was looking for when he discovered America. Lisa's eager to answer, and Miss Hoover is very begrudging to let Lisa answer. Ralph puts his hand up, and then Miss Hoover says, "This better not be about your cat," which prompts him to put his hand down.
Poor Ralph.
Then Miss Hoover is about to let Lisa answer the question, but then Alison answers in and says that Columbus was looking for the passage to India, which Miss Hoover is excited about because that's her first day in class. And then Alison gives up the artifact of Columbus finding the continent which of South America, which gets Miss Hoover to go yowie, which concerns Lisa because she's never had a yowie.
I don't want to shit on a fucking 9-year-old or how old these fucking kids are, but if you discover America, it's then not that hard to find South America. Just gonna point that out, you know.
That's fair.
I don't know if that deserves a yowie.
I don't think she was yowieing the discovery of South America. She wasn't impressed that Columbus found a second
No,
continent.
she was impressed that the kid knew it, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not... I don't know. Maybe I just hate kids, which I do, but, you know, at the same time... Shut up, Lisa.
Well, speaking of shut up, Lisa introduces herself to Alison and is pleased to have someone that's the same level as her. Alison then drops the bombshell that she's actually 7 and been skipped ahead. And Lisa starts panicking and hyperventilating into her lunch, which she tries to pass off as, "No, I just like to smell it."
Yes.
Alison asks Lisa why she wasn't moved ahead, and Lisa says it's because she didn't want to leave behind her wonderful friends. At that point, Lisa's pushed over by one of them that calls her the Brain Queen, and Lisa goes, "Hey, Sarah."
Yeah, they never actually... I don't think they establish any... Oh, no, there's the one that is actually Lisa's friend. The little African-American girl with the curls. Janie, yeah. But I don't think... Because I at first thought of the twins, but they're in Bart's class.
Yeah,
so are there
they're
any
older.
other, established female characters in Lisa's class?
I don't think Lisa's class is very well fleshed out in terms of characters generally anyway.
No, there's Janie, Ralph, Lisa, and then I'm drawing a blank after that. Janie, Ralph,
Yeah.
Lisa.
That's kind of about it, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
fair
struggling
enough.
to think of any others.
Eventually, Lisa is about to walk off, but Alison then feels that she too is going for the first chair in the school band, and Lisa eventually becomes, "I'm sure we'll be the best of friends." We then cut to the B plot, which is far better, and it begins strong with Bart having to steer for Homer because he's too busy.
Yeah.
He's too busy eating.
Opening
then
with some
hear-
great Homer antics there.
Yep.
So Homer gives his advice of steering to the left and to avoid the cat, deer, and old man, which we learn is Abe as he has to jump out of the way.
It's poor Abe, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever really picked up on the amount of detail in this, but Homer needing both hands free to eat pizza, so Bart's doing the steering for him is just very visually delightful.
Yeah.
Homer then tells him to avoid the jackknife sugar truck and then realizes there's sugar. At which point he stops the car. We see that Hans Moleman is outside his truck and removes his "How am I driving" sticker, which got a big laugh out of me.
Do you know, I never processed that. That's great. Yeah. I didn't realize why he was doing that. That's very funny.
Homer gives Moleman a quarter to call for some help while he keeps an eye on everything, and Moleman's response is, "If only this sugar was as sweet as you." Bart points out that was downright decent of him, and Homer tells Bart they've hit the jackpot with white gold, Texas tea, sweetener.
This is one of the few occasions Mole Man doesn't just straight up get killed.
Yeah,
Or,
Yeah,
it's nice to
this,
see him,
we
it's
never
nice to
see
see him
it
get
Moleman
out.
again.
or grievously harmed, anyway.
Homer starts shoveling the sugar into the car, and Bart asks if this is stealing, and Homer says that the town charter says that if food stuff should fall on the ground, it will be turned over to the village idiot. Homer's response then is that because he can't see the village idiot anywhere.
Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah.
We then cut to Homer with his car full of sugar and Bart is suffocating in it. We cut back to Marge, and Marge is continuing to be gooning in the living room.
Marge is insatiable this episode.
Insatiable.
Speaking of insatiable, Lisa interrupts her daydream
Sorry,
again.
I'm just going to ask, because again, we have nothing to say about these episodes, so I'm going to do the traditional Matt thing of wasting time.
Yes.
Do you think that Marge and Marge's proclivities inspired a same amount of perverts as the Lion King with Nala and the way she looks at Simba when she's laid on the ground? Because Lion King spawned a generation of furries.
Okay, I am not familiar with Lion King porn, so...
Bullshit! Bullshit! You
What do
are
you mean
on
bullshit?
the internet. Bullshit! You are both fucking lying to sound cool. Bullshit. I ain't saying that you're all looking at it, but the fact that you don't know it exists is bullshit.
When have I ever looked cool in my life? Like, why would I lie about this now to try
I don't
and
know.
look cool?
When I met you in York, you were pretty cool. I always thought you were pretty cool, but my standards are pretty low.
I would submit to you, John, that neither you or me are aware of this, and Matt is speaking very passionate about it, so would suggest that someone on this podcast has a very vested interest in this Lion King porn.
Was someone perhaps responsible for said porn?
Yes, I made the Lion King. Surprise. But yeah, genuinely, do you think that because again, we all know that Lion King spawned furries. So did Simpsons spawn MILF fetish people? Because
Did
of
it
Marge?
make people into people who are into MILFs? I don't know how you pluralize MILF.
Milfi?
I think...
I don't know.
I believe
I
it's
think-
pronounced
I don't know.
MULF.
I think attractive mums were a very big feature of the 90s in kids' TV shows. So I suspect it was probably not Marge Simpson leading the charge.
This is true. This is a possibility.
The Simpsons are generally not drawn to be like terribly attractive characters. Like they always have to like put some
And
effort in
yet-
when they want to be like, here is a hot person.
Look, if Marge had the bountiful bosom in her fantasy all the time, then maybe, but she's quite flat-chested. So.
Poor Marge.
I'm sorry, Marge, I didn't mean to put you on blast there, but you know Nala from The Lion King, apparently, so there you go.
Fuck off! That's not what I meant. Moving on.
So Lisa's asking why she hasn't been moved ahead of the second grade, and Lisa says that's the school's decision, and Lisa's response to this is, well, did you talk to anyone at the school, and maybe you could have been nicer to Principal Skinner? Marge's response to this is, Lisa, I am nice, ignoring the question of, you should have banged Principal Skinner.
You should have fucked my principal.
We cut to the dinner table, and Marge is appreciative to Homer for making dinner, but points out the food tastes strange. As Lisa remarks, it's hurting her teeth. Homer then reveals that he just put sugar in everything, which he apparently found in the forest.
It is a grey slop of a dinner. There's just grey mush.
Admittedly, that is what a lot of Simpsons food looks like.
It's so well, I mean, there is like a mixed bag. Sometimes they draw food, and sometimes it is mush. But also, like, I guess it's just Homer has cooked, and it's mostly sugar is kind of the food as well.
Homer reveals his brilliant business plan of charging him $1 for a pound of sugar. Marge points out the grocery store does it for 35 cents, and Lisa also points out it doesn't have nails or broken glass in. Homer's response to this
Those
is
are prizes.
as he finds a blasting cap in his next bite.
Blasting cap?
Yeah, I've forgotten this. What is a blasting cap for? Like,
I don't know.
I've heard this before.
I actually
but-
don't know.
It's like a
Blasting
detonator,
cap.
isn't it? Yeah, is what I thought. But like,
Yeah,
why there would be a
it is
detonator? It is a detonator. Yeah, like why
Small
that came off
explosive
a
device.
truck is unclear.
I'm guessing a writer thought it was funny.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess it's like that is a lot of Simpsons.
I mean, like he could have like named literally any part of a vehicle, and it would have been like an equally entertaining gag and actually accurate to like the circumstances. Like, why would there be a detonator? Unless Mole Man was hauling some other illicit goods as well.
It would make sense why he crashed.
sugar is used in explosives.
Maybe, but it doesn't usually. They don't usually ship the detonator with the sugar.
Well, they're cutting out the middleman. Duh.
Just in time manufacturing, everything's delivered in the same tanker.
Hey. So we cut to the school band auditions, and Uta is playing his mountain horn before it's Jimbo's turn with his tambourine, which he just hits once, and Largo goes,
Oh,
"No, he's been
someone's
practicing."
been practicing.
And I noted first canon appearance of Uta.
I don't remember the music teacher being quite so overtly camp.
I think he is actually gay. I think they do confirm
He's not.
that. And,
He's not shown very often, so like they
No,
probably
this
just do
is
whatever
true.
they want with him on any given episode.
Yeah, he's a convenience.
Jimbo's excited to be in the band and knocks Martin's lute onto the floor.
Martin lute. Because of course Martin plays a fucking lute. Actually,
does.
we
We've
have
seen him
seen him play a lute
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
It's continuity.
Ooh.
Lisa comes up for her audition and she plays a nice little ditty, and then Alison comes and plays hers, and Largo can't choose between them, and this prompts Alison to show off a bit, and Largo's about to give her the chair, then Lisa starts doing her bit, and
I noticed
We
that
don't-
90% of the time when they're playing their saxophones, their fingers never even like touch the pedals in any way. There's
Yeah,
like
you
one
can't get
shot
the-
in this bit where they do, but most of the time they never do. I never noticed it until now, and it makes me laugh.
I'm guessing it probably costs quite a bit to animate.
Yeah, most
Oh,
people
absolutely.
probably aren't paying that much attention. Lord knows
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
We basically get a bit of a jazz off as all the kids around them are dancing, and
Yeah, the kids
Eventually-
start dancing, man.
it's like I think it's a Charlie Brown Peanuts joke.
Yeah, because there
Is
is
it?
that. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, there is
Yeah,
there is a Peanuts bit where they're all dancing on a stage and they're all doing like unique
Oh,
dances.
okay.
Yeah. I do remember that now. Clever, nice spot, Michael.
Lisa eventually blows too much and eventually falls off the stage and passes out. Lisa has woken up and Largo is relieved that it was close, but she's made it. And Lisa goes, I won first chair. And Largo goes, nope, you lost consciousness. Alison won first chair, which prompts Lisa to scream and pass out. Lisa then comes to and realizes it was just a dream. And we basically get the exact same conversation with Largo then
This is
saying at the
definitely
end,
not a dream.
this is definitely not a dream, which prompts Lisa to scream. We then cut to Marge in the kitchen, and this time Marge is not gooning, which makes a nice change. And Lisa points out a problem that there's a younger, smarter, and better sax player than her. And Marge says, you'll always be number one to me. At which point Bart walks past and goes, the firstborn is within earshot. Then Marge changes tack by saying, my number one girl, which gets Maggie tugging very sadly, which eventually gets quite frustrated.
Yeah, I love how like Marge is just. I'm just trying to give a fucking pep talk. Leave me the fuck alone.
Marge then points out that you can't be happy if you're competitive, and there's always going to be someone better than you, including the tallest hair, because Marge went to Graceland and had her dreams ruined. And Lisa says she's upset because Alison is better at everything that makes her special. And Marge's response to this is, she's more scared of you than she is of her. And Lisa's response is,
You
you're
mean
thinking of
bears?"
bears.
I do like this bit because it's kind of a regular bit where Lisa just keeps correcting Marge's like motherly advice, and Marge just perseveres because that's what Marge does.
That's what she
She's just-
does.
yeah,
That's
she's
what
just
mums are
like,
for.
nah, I just think they're neat. Yeah, I always find that kind of amusing.
We cut to Homer, and Homer's trying to sell his sugar, which he introduces himself as the sugar man, as he's eating the
Sugar
sugar
man.
while waiting for it to be answered. Skinner answers the door and declares it's a marvellous idea, and then Skinner's mother yells at him, and his response is, I'm just talking to the sugar man.
As this is such a normal
That's what
thing.
you do. Like,
Skinner then points out he's a big boy and he can do as he wishes, and we see Skinner just tuck away for a second, and then he comes
He's
back and
Thanks
gets
a lot,
back to
Skinner.
lots of
Simpson. Now I'm grounded.
just a nice little fun scene.
Yeah.
We then cut back to Miss Hoover's class, and there's another test, and Ralph is asking Alison for the answer, and Alison won't give it to him, and then Lisa says she can't do it either, and Ralph tells her to fuck off.
Leave me alone.
I mean, he does not use those words.
No, he uses those words verbatim. It was very shocking on Disney of all things.
He also flipped to the bird.
Yeah, absolutely, and spat on her.
We also see that Alison's now being bullied and is pushed into the mud, and Lisa's feeling resentful. That used to be her mud.
Yes,
And,
it used, to be,
yeah.
it used to be the mud in my face.
She's never happy. Like, I'm not getting bullied anymore. Oh, I wish I was getting bullied again.
Well, look who's come to my end of the hating Lisa spectrum. Welcome to the bottom. I've lined up chairs.
Bart comes over and says he can't stand to see Lisa miserable unless there's a rubber spider down her dress, which gives him the idea to put a rubber spider down her dress, which he puts into a tape recorder and has to do twice because he's
Yeah, he
too
has to
busy
like
chuckling.
go back to it so he can laugh at it again.
Bart offers to dig up some dirt on Alison, as he points out he managed to get Millhouse's picture on America's Most Wanted. we then cut to two agents spying on Millhouse, and then drive their car into the thing to get him.
Make sure to take him
Millhouse is-
alive.
Milhouse's response to this is, "Oh no, not again!"
As if this
a
has
regular.
happened multiple times, mate. It's so good. I just
He's on the
again
most wanted list.
when they contrast the like absurdity of Simpsons with very serious acting is very good. Like just having the agents just go, there he is, make sure to take him alive, and then they drive through. It's so good.
The Millhouse, does this even constitute a C plot? It might constitute a C plot. The Millhouse C
Possibly.
plot is a reference to The Fugitive.
I feel like there's only one more.
It is two
Scene
scenes.
of
It is
it?
in,
Yeah,
it's
so-
two scenes, but I will note there is some continuity later on, which I will point out when we get there.
Does two scenes make a plot? We don't.
Two
know.
scenes and continuity.
Oh, okay then.
As Milhouse flees in the background, Lisa declines bar offer.
Yeah, I like how it just the original scene just keeps going. And
Yep.
Milhouse is just like ah.
That's just the thing that's happening in school
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
That's
it's
just what's
just-
going
it's
on.
Just what's going on.
Bar offers his card to Lisa if she changes her mind, and Lisa points out they live in the same house. Bart then goes into his tape recorder next to your order fewer cards. We then cut to Homer with Marge in the kitchen telling her that she didn't think he'd make any money, but he found $1 waiting for the bus. Marge then points out that while he was earning that $1, he missed out on $40 because he didn't go to work. It's then pointed out to Homer that the plant have said that if he doesn't come in tomorrow, don't bother coming in Monday. Homer
Woo,
interprets
4-day weekend.
Yeah, Homer interprets this as a 4-day weekend.
Okay, opportunity for derailment there. Money was mentioned.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do some
Yeah, I
maths.
wondered who was going to bite on this.
Of course I had to bite on this.
I thought about it, but then I could not be asked.
That works out at 10,400 a year. This is
That
not
is
80 grand.
Yeah.
Burns has cut back.
So yeah, Homer did not do very well at salary negotiation stage of his job, and probably does explain considerably more about their financial circumstances with that extra context. Also worth noting, median salary in the US in 1994 was in fact about 30 grand.
Damn.
So he doing real bad actually for what he is right now.
But by the same argument, feasibly, The Simpsons could not afford to get into the antics that they do unless Homer was making 80 grand a year.
Yeah, I mean, all of this is don't worry about it territory, but
None of this matters. We can all agree
Yeah.
that none of it matters. But we still care.
yeah, Homer gets paid exactly as much as is needed to make the gag work.
Yep.
We cut to Lisa looking in her room, and Lisa says she's above average, and there's no shame in being second best. She then has a fantasy about being in a band with all the second best musicians, which include Simon Garfunkel, Oates, and
You mean Art
I don't-
Garfunkel?
yeah, that's the guy. Sorry,
Yeah, Art
Jesus,
Garfunkel.
okay.
Oates,
Art
and-
Garfunkel, the second half of Simon and Garfunkel, Jim Messina, second half of Loggins and Messina. I don't even know who that is. And John
I know
Oates,
Kenny
second half of
Loggins.
Hall and Oates. Is that Kenny Loggins? It is Kenny
I-
Loggins. No, Kenny, it's K-Log.
K-Log, you said like, man, that's my boy K-Log. Fucking
It
love
is
that guy's
K-Log.
music.
They play their song "Born to Run Her Up," and the audience immediately starts booing. Lisa comes out of her
Why
pants
would
and
they
goes, "Why
come
did
to
they
our
come
show
our
just to
costumes?"
boo us?
Bart walks in and says that he did do some background checking on Lisa, and he knows it's against the moral fibers, but Lisa grabs it and is disappointed to learn there's nothing there. Bart says she's clean as a bean, but he did tip off the fence to about where Milhouse is. We then go back to Milhouse and standing in front of a wharf over gunpoint. I'm going, I'm telling you, I didn't do anything, and the agent's
I don't
response is, I
care.
don't care. This prompts Milhouse to jump down the cliff, and we just hear him at the bottom go, "Ow, my glasses!"
My glasses.
Stick a pin
As
in
in-
that line.
The fugitive with Harrison Ford.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
Yes,
it's
Harrison
Fugitive.
Ford.
Yeah, I
Yes,
thought so.
Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
'cause
recognize Tommy Lee
isn't
Jones,
the
but-
fugitive part of like the original Jason Bourne films that they did, like the Fugitive and the
Oh,
Patriot?
no. Is it? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they're
about
based on Tom Clancy books.
that. Okay.
I know the Patriot is. I don't know if what I think the Patriot is. Oh no, it's not the Patriot, but it is a Harrison Ford film. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Someone in the comments will lose their fucking mind and correct me, so it's fine.
Lisa declares she's got to stop being petty and she should just try to be Alison's friend and declares she's a wonderful person. Bart's response to this is, "Way to go, Lisa. Why compete with someone that's going to kick your butt anyway?" Lisa's response to this is, "I prefer my phrasing."
That's fair.
Lisa goes over to Alison's house and Lisa is still trying to be Alison's friend and It doesn't help when her dad comes and they begin that anagram game of taking proper names and rearranging the letters to form a description of that person. So Alison demonstrates it with the celebrity Alec Guinness, which is genuine class. And Lisa is asked to do the same with Jeremy Irons, and Lisa's response is Jeremy Zion.
I would struggle with this if I was given half an hour.
It's not something you can do quickly, is it?
I have given it a non-zero amount of thought and come up with absolutely nothing. So yeah, it's hard.
If it was written down in front of me and I was given like 10 minutes, I could come up with something. If someone said a name to me, because I think we've talked about this before, I don't have like a visual imagination, so I could not picture the letters and then rearrange them. So
it is a difficult skill to do without like having some extra visual aid, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so if someone just said it to me, like, I know my fucking name like the back of my hand. I couldn't do it with my own name, like, on the fly. Like, fucking hell, doing it with someone else's. What I'm saying is fuck these people.
Yeah, Mr. Taylor says, that's a nice try for a first time, and then just give Lisa a ball. Yeah, you can play with this.
Why did he just have
so
a ball?
condescending.
Is he prepared for stupid people?
Yeah,
he seems like
he
would be prepared for stupid people. He seems like that guy.
He's just got it on deck to condescend to people. Yeah.
Yeah. We then see Lisa go to Alison's room, which is filled with trophies and awards, and Alison demonstrates her school diorama entry, and Lisa's horrified to learn that it's already finished. And it's based on the Telltale Heart, and there's an old metronome to simulate the heartbeat.
This is weird because do you know that thing where once you start thinking about something, it starts appearing in your life all the time because you're like actively looking for it? I watched a Edgar Allan Poe documentary recently, and it was fucking fascinating for one. But now everything seems to be referencing Edgar Allan Poe, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, really?
Yeah, your brain plays tricks on you, I think.
Yeah,
moved on from Stephen King, have we?
no, I've started reading The Stand.
Okay. I just meant like there was a couple of weeks there where everything seemed to be referencing Stephen King.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just how my brain works.
Lisa feels discouraged and tries to bounce the ball, and it rolls away. And Mr. Taylor
can't even bounce the ball.
So Mr. Taylor brings it back and goes, "Well, keep at it."
Oh man, this is one of the reasons I couldn't work an office job. Is if someone as a grown adult spoke to me like that, I would fucking punch them. I would not be able to contain.
To be fair.
Yeah, I could not contain. I would punch them so hard that they would see fucking stars.
There's a lot less handing out balls and being condescending in offices than you might imagine.
I don't know. I've worked enough job. I worked at a bank long enough to get condescended to.
Okay.
We cut to the next scene, and Homer is trying to stay awake with a baseball bat in his hand in front of his mountain of sugar.
It does kind of feel like with him suddenly guarding the sugar, it does feel like they wanted to do a full episode of this, but maybe they couldn't do a full episode of it, so they like took the bits that they thought were funny and the best bits and made it into a B plot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He just starts guarding the sugar out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, it does seem like it's like, oh, we've got a good idea. Can we make an episode out of it? Give it a go. Not really. Yeah.
We'll pen something else in.
Yeah.
So Homer's goes the strong must protect the sweet. At which point he falls asleep.
I love his next bit of like, in America, first you get the sugar, then you get the power, then you get the women.
he goes all Colombian drug lord, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's is that Scarface?
It is indeed. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never seen Scarface.
Me neither.
That's another one of those. I haven't watched The Graduate yet, so I need to catch up.
You got a few to catch up on.
I haven't got a few. I've got The Graduate. What else do I have?
Scarface now.
Well, and now Scarface. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll watch.
I feel like there was another one that we talked about watching. I can't remember what it was now, so it's not going to get watched anymore.
Yeah, we did talk about one, but then we never talked about it after the episode. That's how committed we were.
I think we didn't make a note on that.
It was one of those ones where we were like, has anyone watched this? And we all said no, but then none of us made the commitment to actually watch it.
Yeah, I think it was one where we went, we should watch that, and then moved on with our lives.
Yep.
Marge wakes Homer up and tells him he's being paranoid, and Homer says, "Am I?" He then pulls a British man out of the sugar and goes, where did you get that sugar for your tea? And he said,
I
"In the-"
nicked it while you let your dad down for just a second, and I do it again. Good day.
Goodbye.
Love that guy.
Best, most accurate depiction of a Brit in media.
It is.
That it for all of you Americans that listen to this show and haven't gotten an idea yet, that is exactly what we're all like. That's
Every
that's who
British
we
man
are.
is like that.
It's the only accurate depiction of a British person in The Simpsons.
Yeah, if you come to England, it's a sea of bowlers. That's just what it is.
Everyone's wandering around with a cup of tea in the bone china in hand.
Have either of you ever actually worn a bowler hat?
I've worn a top hat. I've never worn a bowler
I
hat.
want to say yes, but I don't know exactly where. And I probably
I've
is
worn a
like a
top hat
costume
in
at some point.
jest. Yeah, I've worn a top hat in jest. I don't think I've I don't think even for like a play or anything. I don't think I've ever worn a top hat. But yeah, I've definitely not worn a bowler.
I've got a silly over the top novelty top hat that's from my steampunk days.
I wore one as part of a procession for a wedding, but I don't know what happened to it because it vanished at some point.
The beautiful woman that you courted at the wedding took it off you and kept it as a memento, as memorabilia.
Well, I fell asleep for a split second, and a British man just took it off me.
What a
Nicked
bastard!
it when you let your guard down.
And I do it again. Good day.
Marge asks Homer when he's going to give up his sugar thing, and this leads Homer to go onto a rant about the highs and lows and the creamy
Is this a
nipples,
reference? Is this?
It must be.
This must be a reference.
It is not. So this diatribe, according to Wikipedia, was pitched by what's his name?
Conan? Was it Conan's fault?
Conan O'Brien pitched the concept for this episode.
This does not feel like a Conan episode.
George Meyer, the subplot was George Meyer's creation. George Meyer pitched this diatribe off the top of his head, and they loved it, so they just went with it, like verbatim, just straight off the top of the dome. And David Silverman really liked it and was like, I need to animate this. Please give me this to animate.
I guess.
It gets an entire high society fictional scenario where he's got the city fathers with their tongues and beards are coming up to what they're going to do with him. It's like, what the hell is happening? This eventually Marge gets annoyed and tells him to just get rid of the sugar, and Homer says no, and then a swarm of bees comes and attacks the sugar, and Homer tries to get rid of them, and they begin singing when Homer says they're defending themselves
somehow. Somehow.
Oh, the animation on this is like horrifying because it very much looks like there's just a bee in Homer's eye.
Yeah.
Then cut to Lisa, and Lisa looks absolutely knackered, but because she's handcrafted all 75 characters from all to Twist. Then she tries to create a snowstorm with a confetti and a fan. Unfortunately, the diorama blows out the window, and Lisa asks, "Is it okay?" And Bart's response is, "The important thing is we've survived."
We survived. Also, in the previous scene of this plot, Lisa says you finished it already, implying that they had lots of time.
Mm-hmm.
So why did she then stay up all night doing it? And then why is the next scene her fucking presenting the diorama? What? Fucking come on, Matt Groening, creator of Simpsons, who has creative control of all of it. Why is this not perfect? Why is the continuity so bad?
Because
For the bit is the answer.
Because we're 20 minutes into the episode and we've got to get to the conclusion.
we're only 15 and a half minutes in.
We wasted like a good 30 seconds on Homer's rant. That's like 3 weeks.
Go on then.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, chop chop.
Okay, well, where am I? Okay, so Lisa's response to this is there's no way she's going to beat Allison, but Bart says, yeah, we can if you're a bit devious, or as the French say, Bartesque.
Is that a word?
And I don't think so.
Bartesque?
Oh,
no, well, no.
Bart-esque, as in like
Bartesque.
Bart. Okay, right.
Like
okay.
Bart,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
I'm a
Bartesque.
fucking idiot.
Lisa agrees to do it, and Bart's response is, welcome to the nether regions of the soul. Bart closes the blind and reveals his master plan, which is just a straight Allison with a hose.
He needs a
Fine.
diagram. He draws a diagram to show him spraying her with a hose.
Well, you need to be specific.
Yes, says it'll leave us relatively dry, and Lisa asks relatively, and Bart goes, oh, there'll be some splashback. Lisa points out this won't help her win the competition, and Bart's response is, oh, we'll just sabotage your diorama, and Lisa says that's perfect. Then Bart goes, yeah, then we'll soak with the hose. And Lisa goes, enough with the hose.
It's fair.
We then cut to Goldsborough's hurry, honey, and two beekeepers discussing. It's very quiet.
This is very stupid, but I love these guys.
This is a very strange bit.
The second beekeeper decides he's going to do it as William Shatner, which is amazing. As he does it very dramatically, as he tells us that it's too quiet, and because, you see, bees usually make a lot of noise. No noise. There's just no bees.
Yeah, and every now and then he just like yells a word.
The impression is actually Hank Azaria trying to do Adam West, is what that is.
Oh,
yeah. I can see a bit of Adam West in it, yeah.
Batman doesn't dance anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when they see a bee leaving, and the second beekeeper goes, to the bee-mobile. And the first beekeeper goes, you mean your Chevy? And he goes, yep. We then follow them to the sugar pile, and the first beekeeper says it was a very clever plan for Homer to lure the bees over, then sell them back at an inflated price. Homer's response is, bees on the what now? So Homer's offered $2,000 for the swarm back, and before Homer can have it, heavens open up and it starts raining.
The bees are leaving.
Homer's response to this is, no, the sugar is melting. Oh, what a world.
He does a bit, Wicked Witch of the West shit.
We cut back to the thief has had to spit out his tea because his sugar melted. It's just so stupid.
Yep.
And Homer's weeping in his sugar, and Marge says he's sorry about it, but Homer says he's learned his lesson. As a mouthful of sugar is too much for one man, this is why God portions them out in those tiny packets. And why he lives on the plantation
in Hawaii.
Where else would God live?
He's not going to live in, like, Leeds, is he?
Well, that is God's own county.
It is God's own county, absolutely.
Mm. We then cut to the diorama, and Skinner says this is his favourite school event next to Hearing Test Thursday.
Diorama Rama.
Diorama.
So we get to see a couple of these, which include Nelson's Grapes of Wrath, which is just him hitting it in a hammer. At which point Skinner goes, yeah, that's good wrath.
Clever joke, but not a diorama.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
We then cut to Uso again, and he's done Charlie on the chocolate factory, and Skinner then realizes it's an empty box, and we just see...
first. I begged you.
Uso is, of course, covered in chocolate. And we then see Bark walk in with the sheet covered, as he says he's got the fake diorama, and he tells
he's
her
really
that
into the French today.
Yeah. So Bart says he'll create a diversion, and Lisa can make the swap, and Bart's diversion is just him going, hey, everybody, look at me.
To some extent, actually, just a random point, the obsession with French for this episode does kind of make sense in the sense that Bart very clearly has ADHD, and hyperfixation is a big part of that.
Yeah, no, I don't think they had figured out
think it's
that Bart has
intentional
ADHD.
I don't think
No,
it's intentional, but...
You make a good point, but I don't think they knew that they were doing that.
Absolutely.
Lisa switches the dioramas, and Skinner tells Bart to stop making a diversion.
Yeah, he's
He knows
outright.
We also see that Milhouse is okay with his glasses just taped up.
Oh,
There we
yeah,
go.
shit,
That's the
yeah.
callback. Yeah.
That's the continuity.
That's our payoff. And Bart eventually leaves clucking like a chicken, and
Oh yeah, because Milhouse says it's Bart and he's doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
just doing stuff.
They get to Alison's entrance. Skinner tells Miss Hooper to get the ribbon ready. He then opens, and we then see that there's an animal heart, and Bart starts doing his Cockney voices, which include, it's a cow's heart, and they're trying to make a monkey out of you.
Is it? I thought it was more sort of redneck he was going for than Cockney.
One of them is definitely redneck. I don't know if the other one is.
He's doing different voices.
Yeah, he does different voices. I don't remember the first one.
Skinner begins to start telling off Alison, and we then see starts to hear her heart beating while this is happening. And Skinner goes on a little bit of a rant about how a heart doesn't belong in the school, then corrects himself by saying, well, it might do in an older student's biology class, but that's none of his business.
Did either of you ever dissect a heart?
No, I did not, actually.
I did. Lamb's heart. It was weird.
I think there was some dissection of something at some point, but we were definitely given the option to opt out if we didn't have the stomach for it, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to do this.
My school didn't trust the kids with scalpels.
Yeah, the weirdest thing was cutting through muscle fiber, especially something as thick as a heart. Like it was, it's a very odd sensation. It's not like cutting through like cheese or something. It's genuine. You feel every sinew as you cut. I'm sorry if anyone's eating that's listening to this podcast, but yeah, you feel every sinew as you cut it. it's like bubble wrap almost, like that kind of like you're cutting through every little bit. It's it's really weird. It's really weird. Now I'm hungry.
What, for
Bubble wrap?
Yes.
As Alison continues to be told, including Skinner saying that he's starting to regret skipping her ahead, Lisa's guilt finally gets too much for her, so she yells out, it's the beating of the hideous heart, which gets everyone to look at her. Lisa then meekly reveals that Alison's diorama was misplaced under the floorboards, and
yeah, it's
Skinner
a bit.
goes,
They're a bit on the nose with the Poe reference this time, because didn't they have a cask of Amontillado the other week?
Oh, last time, yeah.
And they never,
did.
but they never felt the need to just straight up reference Poe. I don't know what it felt weird. I don't know. Was it the point that Lisa felt, then fell victim to the Telltale Heart
I think that's what
situation?
they were
I don't
going
know.
for, wasn't it?
I mean, like, both of these episodes were made around the same time. They were both during this disruption due to the earthquake at the time, so they both made, like, presumably fairly contemporaneously. So, like, then, I don't know, was one of the writing team having their own hyperfixation moment where they'd been
Maybe.
reading some Edgar Allan Poe and were like, you know what, this needs some Edgar Allan Poe references.
There is no way that the entire writing staff of Simpsons didn't have ADHD. They are all either all on coke or ADHD.
Oh dear. Skinner does see Alison's entry, but he's not very impressed with it, and Bart tells Lisa she should be assured, and Lisa says after the way she behaved, she doesn't deserve to win. Skinner looks at us and immediately dismisses it as, well, this doesn't deserve to win.
But also, like, fucking, Alison's diorama was sick. Fuck you, Skinner.
Well, Skinner's found something better because we get to Ralph Wiggum's entry, which is pre-packaged Star Wars characters, and Skinner realizes that the limited edition, and Ralph's response to this is, "What's a diorama?" Skinner gets Skinner gets very excited about Luke and Obi-Wan and his personal favorite Chewie. Then asks Miss Hoover what she thinks, and Miss Hoover says it's lunchtime, so Ralph becomes the winner, and everyone is very delighted about this.
If your favorite Star Wars character is Chewie, let me just say one thing: you probably loved Lion King as a kid.
Chewie and Nala Porn doing the round.
Fuck's sake, my God.
Rule 34.
Lisa then apologizes to Alison, and they agree to be friends, which I think is the last time Alison ever.
Yeah, and
speaks
she
in The
was
Simpsons.
never seen again.
I noted at the end, like, do we ever see Alison again? I can confirm from checking out the Simpsons wiki that the answer is actually yes, but not often, which is weird when you consider that, like, she has just been established as a regular part of Lisa's class and also her friend.
I think that's one of the things that I think ultimately is why The Simpsons has gone downhill, is their obsession with the core originals. And I'm not just saying, like, as in the family, I'm talking, like Moses, like Barney, Lenny, Carl. They just kept focusing on them, and it's like, no, what about Marge's, the woman from the episode that inspired us to watch
Ruth
Thelma and
Powers?
Louise. Yeah, Ruth. We could have had more of her. Have Lisa having a rival, even if not a cantankerous one, would be great. All of these extra characters that they create that they then just don't use, and I think it is genuinely a shame. I think it would have allowed The Simpsons to become more about the town of Springfield than it is just about The Simpsons.
I mean, Alison, I don't think we ever observed, and it's probably worth pointing this out at some point in the damn episode, this is Winona Ryder, so I don't think there was necessarily... Yeah.
And I think Ruth Powers was like someone fairly notable. She was a guest star, wasn't she?
Yeah, so
She
stop
would have been a
getting
guest star, I don't
expensive
remember.
people to
So I can
be
understand
this
why they didn't use these characters.
Yeah,
ever
they
again if
probably
were voiced
never
by-
intended to bring Alison back on account of, like, oh, this is our
But
guest
also,
star.
it is one of the most successful shows in America. They can afford to get these guest stars.
But also, as I say, they do bring her back occasionally, and oftentimes as a background, sort of just in the background somewhere.
Jacques.
She has speaking roles on a couple of future episodes, but they also do not get Winona Ryder back to do it. They just get one of the usual voice actors to become Alison for an episode.
Do you think one of the reasons Simpsons is so successful is because they are so cheap?
I think it helps.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, they'll be cutting corners next episode, but we'll get there in a hot minute.
But basically, Lisa and Alison agree to be friends, and Ralph comes back saying, I beat the smart kids. Before he falls over and destroys his own action figures, he's upset. He's bent his Wookiee.
He's bit his
Lisa and
Wookiee.
bent is the word I've got in front of me.
Oh, fuck! I said the quote wrong. I thought you said he
What
bit
did you
his
say?
I said I bit my Wookiee.
No, it is bent. Yeah.
Fuck. Well, there's there's Wookiee on my face.
It's because you tried to eat it.
Because I love the Lion King, guys.
Ralph is invited to come play anagrams with Lisa and Alison, and Ralph's response to this is, "My cat's breath smells like cat
breath
food."
smells like cat food. I love
And
Ralph.
that's your episode.
That is an episode.
Yep, it's an episode.
What did we think?
So I know I often praise the most like family sitcom episodes of Simpsons, but I definitely do think this time they took it a little too far. This one was because the fun thing about The Simpsons is that it's a hybrid of the two, whereas this just felt like kind of a regular sitcom, but was held up by the B plot, which was absurd and, But I would have preferred a whole episode of the B plot, definitely.
I mean, I think the fact that they didn't spin it out into full episodes suggests that perhaps there wasn't the material there to make that a full episode.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, this episode was fine. There is some good jokes. I think we managed to talk about it in a way that was enjoyable. But the actual episode itself, during the time I was watching it, it was astronomically fine.
Sure. Yeah, no, it was all right. I didn't dislike it that much. I had a decent time with it, but yeah,
I said it was fine.
The main plot was very much outshone by the sugar shenanigans with Homer.
Get the women.
Michael?
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you. The B plot was far better than the A plot. I mean, I don't think the A plot was terrible. It's just I don't think it's the most interesting thing to go along, and I don't.
Well, I bet David B. Groux fucking loved this episode.
Who knows? He only wrote about season 1. We will never know.
God, rest in peace, you twat.
I think it's.
What did he do season 2 as well? I forget.
Yeah,
he did season 2 as well. Yeah.
Well, what's your out of Homer?
Let's give it some scores out of Homer. Yeah.
I'll give it a melted pile of sugar out of Homer. Sweet, but not what I'd want.
Okay, Michael.
I'm giving it a. When you get the women out of Homer, because you've got to go a long way to get to the payoff.
Okay, sure.
I like it.
I gave it a second comes right after first out of Homer. Because the B plot was better.
Oh, I thought you were like, it's the second episode of the. You were just gonna like be as factual as possible. It is the second episode of the. It is an episode of Simpsons.
What did it have to say about society?
In terms of society, I didn't feel it had like a great deal to say to me. There's always someone smarter. We value intelligence, but that doesn't necessarily translate to popularity. This was a very bare bones episode in terms of what it says about society, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Lisa learning to sort of value her own talent for what it is and not necessarily having to constantly compare herself has something to it. I think it suggests you maybe don't base your self-worth on whether you're the best at something.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I can get that. I think that's more of a moral.
Yeah, it says something. It tries to impart a message on the kids watching it, and that's sort of trying to tease out here.
Mm-hmm. Michael, any thoughts?
Sugar is hard to guard.
It is very hard to guard because we Brits will fucking nick it.
Homer should have invested in a silo, clearly.
Clearly. He does get one in the movie.
Does he?
Get a pause last episode.
In the movie he gets a silo and fills it with pig shit.
Oh. And maybe don't put the sugar in after that.
Well, yeah. Might add some flavour.
Oh god. Stops people stealing it.
Exactly. No one's going to steal it if it's covered in shit.
That's how I do my home security.
That's an anti-crime tip for everybody in the audience.
Just rub some shit on your windows. No robber will come near you.
If you don't want your stuff stolen, cover it in shit. Alrighty.
Oh dear. Right.
Are we ready?
Go on then.
For another Simpsons Club show.
I have 6 notes.
I have I have 7, actually. They're very short notes. My first one is before I even press play, which just says, "Oh no."
It's fair. It's fair, man. It's fair.
Come on, it's not that bad. Oh.
Okay, well, just a sort of esprit d'escalier thinking about it post is like the last episode aired on September 11th, and we did say that culture died on September 11th. I didn't say which year. So on September 25th, 1994, we have another
That's
Simpsons
a week after my
clip show.
birthday.
Woo! You're a year older. Happy birthday.
Yeah, what year is this?
1994.
I'm 1, baby!
Oh, whilst we're talking birthdays and stuff, the last episode was before my birthday, and this one is also after my birthday.
Hey, nice. Wait, when's your birthday?
My birthday is September 12th.
Oh, dope.
Was it on the 25th of September?
This episode, 25th, yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, I've got wrong information in front of me. I apologise, audience.
When do?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you looking at?
Oh no, the interesting fact that I had is gone. Completely.
no.
Oh no! I have
Quick.
nothing. I have nothing.
Ad lib, search, Google, frantic.
So, Friends wasn't created on this day, unfortunately.
Sorry, what?
Oh,
Friends. Oh, I think it said France, and I was like, wait, no, they didn't invent France in 1994.
Yes, we invented France in 1994. Have you never read a history book?
It's like France was definitely around before 1994. I'm
I
sure
don't know.
of this.
I don't know.
Yeah, but Friends aired for the first time on September 22nd, 1994, which is not the day The Simpsons aired, so that is completely
Okay.
useless information.
Well,
I'm the
useful
only,
information
like-
to know that Friends exists now.
I'm the only like
We're in the same
major
world,
Friends
this guy.
head of this podcast, right? Because John, I imagine you've never even heard of it. Michael, you watch Friends, right?
Yeah, I've watched all of Friends, I know.
Yeah.
I have spent time unemployed. They put a lot of Friends on during on
is
daytime
very-
TV.
I like.
You
I
watch,
thought that
you
sentence
watch
was-
Friends or Countdown. That's the choice.
I thought you were gonna go with they put a lot of Friends on when I'm unemployed, as if they're like waiting. It's like now we'll get him. He'll buy the
They might
box set.
do. They might do. I don't know. I don't know how they program these things.
That's enough of the Big Bang.
Oh, thank fuck for that. I mean, I would rather watch Friends than The Big Bang Theory, but I would rather watch Countdown than Friends, which isn't saying much because Countdown's a banger. All right, I guess I'm the only fucking nerd here
yeah,
today.
sure. Yeah. I preferred Richard Whiteley, but, you know.
Fucking hell, you fucking nerd. I preferred this particular host than the other host. Meh.
He's entertaining. He's a good guy.
No, it's fair.
Richard
It's
Whiteley.
fair. It's true. It's true. It's true.
I have absolutely nothing. I'm really sorry. There's nothing on this day at all. Just a load of people that you've never heard of died.
There
All
are
right, tell
there
us some
is
people who died.
1 famous birthday, 4 famous deaths. You don't know any of them. Yeah.
And the US and UK number ones are exactly the same, so I can't even...
It's an unexciting day for an unexciting episode. Let's fucking go.
Yeehaw!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, because the
Alright.
chalkboard. I did like the chalkboard gag, though. I did like the chalkboard gag. I will admit.
I will not use Abra.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought that was genuinely clever.
Yeah. Is that a legitimate abbreviation for abbreviation? I've never seen that used outside
Absolutely
of
not.
that chalkboard gog.
Absolutely, not.
Gog?
There's
Gag.
no way it is. There's no way. There's no way.
We then also see that the couch gag is the Monty Python foot.
Yep.
Yeah, which we have
Reused.
seen before. Twice, I
Three times.
think.
Yeah, it's third time now.
Alright.
Yes, third use, yeah.
The episode begins with Marge in bed reading the Bridges of Madison County and saying she can really identify with the corn-fed heroine.
I
She then
like this
asks-
joke on like multiple levels because it's funny because no, she doesn't, but also that's kind of the gag is that most romance novels are written in a way that the female protagonist is so fucking bland that everyone can relate to them. And I like that gag. I think that's funny.
Do you know more about the Bridges of Madison County than I do?
Absolutely.
I presume
not.
that, and the fact that you're like, oh no, she doesn't relate to it, tells me you know something about this book, but I don't know.
No, I
enough
just know
about
enough
it, so
about
please-
romance novels.
Oh, okay.
Marge asks Homer if he's awake, which his response is just a burp. Then Marge has to wake him up, and Homer asks what's wrong and asks if the house has run away and if the dog is on fire.
Valid questions.
Yeah.
Marge then asks Homer if she thinks the romance has gone out of their lives. Homer's response, this is the burp again. And Homer then complains that it's 3 a.m. and he's worked all day, and Marge then points out it's 9:30 and he's been drinking in Maggie's kiddie pool, which gives us a first clip of the episode, which was Homer drinking in the kiddie pool.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the theme, folks.
Yeah, they're like flashbacks and clips to everything. Like there is so little new material in this. It is. I'm really. If it wasn't so boring, I'd be impressed at how little they got away with actually doing in this episode.
Because even some of the new voice acting is used over old
old
dialogue. Is them just like badly lip syncing.
Yeah.
Marge complains that they've been setting a poor example for the kids about love, and she says that she wants to deal with it like the issues dealt in the book. Homer then throws it into the fire, which is clearly not in the living room and has been used from a different clip. And but Marge
that was Dog of Death. Homer was learning to do surgery on the dog, and he threw the book in the fire.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Marge's response is, "I knew we should have put a fireplace in the bedroom."
So they then promptly removed it because it never features again.
Yep.
I wouldn't put too much weight on this episode. I mean, I guess technically it's canon, but like, fucking hell.
Nothing in Simpsons is canon until it needs to be.
We get to our next clip, which is a clip of an Itchy and Scratchy episode where Scratchy gets crushed by the moon.
Yeah, they show whole episode. They
got to pad 20 minutes with old clips. Yeah, they show the whole episode. Yeah, they do. Oh.
So we get the same dialogue, which was, how can you laugh at that cat being hit by the moon? And Bart's response is, it's a new episode. And then we get the badly dubbed in dialogue beginning of Lisa pointing out that it may seem like it's old show, but it's interesting new eyes. It's just rehashed.
Mm-hmm.
We then cut to automatically improved animation quality as Bart goes, really?
Yeah, the fact that the quality animation varied so much over the first 5 seasons means that like it's all over the place in this.
Well, that means that they
episode.
put in effort to finding clips to dub over.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, somebody had to like fucking sift through 5 seasons worth of fucking bits of footage to stitch together into some sort of Frankenstein of an episode, and that's what this is.
Bart asks really, and Lisa's response is, Ren and Stimpy do this all the time, and Marge gets quite pissed us. When was the last time people talked about Ren and Stimpy?
The random-ass jab at Ren and Stimpy. Completely deserved. Fuck you, you corporate raping twat. But random-ass jab at Ren and Stimpy.
I mean, Simpsons Archive suggests that's not actually deserved because Ren and Stimpy did not do that all that much.
No, I mean it's deserved because the creator of Ren and Stimpy was a rapist.
You just enjoy a jab at Ren and Stimpy, and yeah, deservedly so. But also, like, it's not an accurate criticism of it.
Yeah. That's weird. Then that's weird that they brought that up. I wonder if. I mean, I think because we talked about it when we first started doing the podcast that there probably was a comparison for The Simpsons to cartoons like Ren and Stimpy and other, like, quote-unquote adult-themed cartoons. So maybe they were just kind of bitter about the comparison because Simpsons is a very different show.
They're just taking the opportunity to jab at a show that they get compared to occasionally.
That is also not nearly as successful as they are. So there's that as well.
Marge then tells the kids that it's time to teach them about love. Bart's response is there's no need because they've already learnt, and we get the clip back to the
fuzzy bunny thing.
Yep,
the entirety of the funny buzzy bit.
They're throbbing biological urges.
Yep, ends with the bunnies banging. In case you didn't listen to our previous podcast on that.
Mm-hmm.
But Marge says she means romance and not love, and Lisa then points out that romance is dead as it was acquired in a hostile takeover by Hallmark and Disney.
I can't
even accurate.
Yeah, I can't even tell Lisa to shut up because it's so fucking real.
Yeah.
I think Marge's response, though, to tell the story of when she emotionally and almost physically cheated on their father is fucking wild to me.
It is an interesting choice, yes.
Hang on, we'll get there. Marge disagrees by claiming that romance is all around them, which includes the examples being Ned serenading Maud dressed as a heart and Spivers dreaming of Burns flying through the window.
Ned Flanders and Maud Flanders might be weird, but they are couple goals.
Mm-hmm. I also just suddenly realizing, and I'm going to spoil this episode. I'm so sorry I'm spoiling the episode, but like one of the main conclusions of this is that love does not work out for basically everybody. And like the first example given here is like 2 people who are happily married and in love.
Yeah, irony. Marge then tells him to think about the most cherished memories, and Bart just thinks back to all the crank calls he made him Mo, which it was an amusing little montage.
I
And,
swear they used this montage in the last clip show as well.
I think they might.
Entirely possible.
But Bo being fooled by "I'm a stupid mom with an ugly face and a big butt and my butt smells and I like to kiss my own butt" will never not be funny. And then Marge goes, "Ask your heart what its fondest desires is," and Homer just starts thinking about all the times he lusted after food, which includes sacrilegious and
Sacrilegious.
something.
Sacrilegious. Yeah, sacrilegious and something are like the best Homer thinking about foods at
I do like free goo as well.
Free goo.
Marge tries to be more specific and says, "Think about something in your life that was romantic," and Homer thinks about kissing Flanders at the football game.
Yeah.
That was romantic.
It was
That's
beautiful.
not what I meant.
It's beautiful. It was a beautiful moment of two men realizing their true sexuality. It was great.
This prompts Marge to go in, as you say, to her almost affair with Jacques, and we get the whole thing recapped.
I remember this bothering me so much more when the next episode is Marge having an unreasonable overreaction to Homer dancing with a stripper, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marge sums the whole thing up by saying she was glad she went down that ironic street, and then Marge tries to paint it as, if you forget the part where I already had a husband, that was my idea of romance. We cut to Homer looking absolutely horrified, and he tells
Also,
Marge that
this wasn't romantic. This was Jacques being rapey as fuck, man. Like, this wasn't romantic at all.
Also, just from sort of meta podcasting side here, I love that we just skipped over 3 minutes of episode and you have missed nothing.
Yeah.
Look, folks. When we get to these scenes, we have done this before. If you really wanted to know what we
want to know about
it,
Jacques? We've got an episode about Jacques.
To be honest, go back and listen to it because it is a very funny episode.
That was one of my few bits that I did like seeing again, was when Jacques pulls on Marge and she has that expression that just again says to me...
Oh, the preceding bit.
Yeah, she's proceeding, guys. Because that face to me just is... Woo! And that's funny to me. That's, moving on.
Yeah, if you do want to go back to our early Spotify episodes, that's there. It is a very funny episode.
It might appear on YouTube one day when I can be asked.
Yeah. There's a lot of
very much air.
Marge's bunny ears lore in that one, I seem to recall.
I mean, when it's appropriate, I bring it up.
We then cut to Homer looking horrified, and Homer then sternly tells
I love
Marge
the idea that Homer didn't know.
This is the one entertaining bit of the episode, is Homer
Absolutely.
being jealous of the Jacques thing.
So Homer sternly tells Marge he has to break up with you, but she can
Over
let
the
him
next
down
3
gently at
months.
2 months. As if Marge then goes, "Okay, Homer," and Homer goes, "That was a close." But then we go to Homer saying, "Okay, Marge, as long as we're traumatizing the children, he's got a scandalous story of his own," which was a fair point, Homer.
So then we get into Homer's equivalent episode, which is the Mindy episode.
I noticed something when watching this clip, though. When they get into the elevator together, right? They go down, and yet they end at the top of the cooling tower.
Presumably they work at the top of a cooling tower.
I mean, of course. How foolish of me.
Where else would the safety inspector work if not the top of the cooling tower?
He's got to look into it to see if it's cool, man.
Yeah, I guess so. Again, they just basically recap the episode of what happened. Seeing the flying monkeys is always going to make me laugh.
Continue the research.
I'm looking at the timestamps, and once again, this is just a solid 3 minutes of chunks from the Mindy episode,
Yeah.
This eventually ends with Bart being asked what happened to Mindy, and Marge jealously asking what happened to Mindy, and Homer's response is, she hit the ball and got fired, which is code for Michelle Pfeiffer will return our calls. It's like, yeah, good.
I think it's so funny as well that Marge isn't jealous, she's angry. Like, Homer's reaction was him being a fucking idiot, but Marge is like actively angry, and it's like, Marge, you did so much worse.
Yeah. We should stress neither of them acted on their biological throbbing urges, but
The difference is that that Homer did kiss Mindy. Marge, I don't think Marge ever actually like kissed, did anything physical with Jacques. But I will still maintain that what Marge did was significantly worse because Homer, the entire time, is actively trying to resist and is too stupid not to. whereas Marge is actively trying to cheat on Homer.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a ooh women bit from a dude. This is just a fact that Marge was being a bitch.
I mean, like, they showed the Homer Mindy kiss again, and like I'm still of the opinion that like that's not like cheating.
It's innocent, and
it is pretty innocent. Yeah,
it's them saying goodbye to each other.
It is, yeah.
More than a...
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to like. There's an argument to be made either way. Both of them behaved shitty. Is the end result? But I just think Marge was far worse than what Homer did.
Oh God, yeah.
This then prompts Marge to ask Lisa if she's got a love story, and Lisa's is like theirs is full of tragic and hurt feelings and scars. It's the Lisa and Ralph love story.
Scars that will never heal. It's Ralph Wiggum.
Well, basically, that heart attack or his heart ripped in half is probably did take a fair amount of healing from.
This was something I don't remember if we talked about in the episode at the time, because mutual friend of the podcast and resident expert on fighter jets and South African politics, Blaney, pointed out that episode is essentially 25 minutes of laughing at a special needs kid who's infatuated with a girl. And I don't remember if we ever actually really talked about that. And
Probably not. It doesn't ring any bells, no.
Yeah, and when Blaney pointed it out, I was like, wait, why didn't I know? That is kind of... It's very of the time. You know, again, we've got to remember that Simpsons was done in the 90s, at least at the start. But yeah, now when I look... Because I remember liking that episode, but then now I'm like, ooh, maybe not, ooh.
I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at you.
No, of course not. None of us here were laughing because Ralph is special needs. None of us. We can all agree that we're not monsters. But I did find it interesting.
But speaking of monsters, this prompts Bart to give his romantic story, which is, of course, as we mentioned earlier, the babysitter. What was her name? Sophie?
I don't remember.
It was Laura. Laura Powers.
Laura, yeah.
We basically get the reenactment of the scene where she revealed she had a boyfriend and ripped his heart out, and but points out that did end in heartbreak, and thanks Marge for opening up old wounds. This just ends with the entire family looking very sad. We then cut to the next scene, and Marge quotes Jerry Lee Lewis as saying there's a whole lot of frowning going on. She then laughs and then goes back to frowning. Lisa then asks if any love story has a happy ending, and Marge goes, what about the time Aunt Selma got married? So we come back to Aunt Selma having her foot rubbed, and then
soon I will kill you.
And Marge has to stop the story immediately.
How does Marge know that part of the story?
Well, I guess she knows that he planned to kill her, and that's like what we see as the viewer is not what Marge thinks of, I guess. That's fair. Yeah,
Marge, in her effort to prove that love does have a happy ending, tells the story of Grandpa and her mother's ill-fated romance.
A clip from an episode that's like a few episodes ago.
Technically, it was last season, so for people watching this, presumably this was, at least a few months ago. But also, like, holy shit, this was not long ago. For us, this was like, we talked about this like two episodes ago. What the fuck?
And Lisa points out that did not have a happy ending. That was the detached tale of modern alienation.
Thanks for the review of The Graduate.
So Marge asks if anybody learns about love, and Bart says, we've learned it screws everybody up. And Marge gives up and asks Lisa to help her out, but Lisa says she's saving her love for someone who's going to not regret
it. Fucking
Corey. It's a Corey from the non-threatening boys.
Non-threatening boys.
Marge then points out she tried, but maybe the kids are right, and Homer interjects and tells them a love story, but it was right, and it's of course the story of Marge and Homer and their high school prom and how they got together.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone about my busy hands. I forgot how much I loved that line. I fucking love that. Don't tell anyone about my busy hands.
I'm so respected, it would damage the
town. Yeah, it's so good. That bit is great.
Lisa then ends it by asking, that was their first kiss, and Homer says, not the last. Then we get a montage of Homer and Marge kissing.
This was genuinely sweet. This was genuinely very cute.
Yeah.
They then kiss at the table, and Marge points out that this is what she meant by romance. Unfortunately, the kids have buggered off back to go watch Itchy and Scratchy.
That's fair.
Homer and Marge just stay at the kitchen table and keep on kissing.
And
that's your episode, folks.
It is an episode.
I think I got through that in like 10 minutes.
I think that's record time. I don't think you'll ever beat that record.
That is the pace I wanted from this. Somehow our last clip showed we did manage to get the full hour out of it. And I was like, why? This is what I wanted.
I will say, in defense of that first clip show episode, the plot that was going alongside it
Yeah, there was an
Was
actual
alright.
plot.
Oh yeah,
There
no,
was-
they did original material in the first clip show. This one was so phoned in,
I mean,
it
much-
beggars belief.
Homer blew up the house with a can of beer somehow.
April seems to be coming from the old Simpsons place.
This episode, I should probably observe, is so phoned in that it was written by John Vitti, but you will not see his name in the credits as the writer. He insisted on being credited as Pennywise in the credits because he did not want to be
Stephen
associated
King?
with this much of a...
Whoa.
Yeah, sure.
Stephen King's back.
Yeah, he did not want to be associated with a clip show.
Which
That's
is fair. I mean, we can ask what we thought of it, but I think we're all in the universal agreement that it's a waste of 20 minutes.
Yeah, once again,
It really is.
I think I said with my last clip show episode, it is a clip show and therefore does not get a rating. I think I said that last time, and I'll say it again. If it's a clip show, it doesn't get an out of Homer for me.
Oh, fair play. Okay. Yeah. Michael?
I'll give it a... This seems familiar out of Homer. It all seemed familiar.
I gave it a 53% new footage out of Homer, except that I don't think it even rated that highly.
I want to point out as well, though, just that something that amused me just then was Michael sometimes is very esoteric with his out of Homers and won't explain them, but he decided to explain this one. The least needing of explanation.
I mean, I was toying with two because the other one I was potentially going to give was traumatizing the kids out of Homer because it's
was
traumatic
traumatizing
to
what?
relive experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, I remembered the line 53% new footage from Itchy and Scratchy the movie, and I basically already foregone conclusion given this episode that score before I even watched it. And then when I watched it, I was like, shit, this wasn't even 53%. Like, it's not even close. This is like
I think it doesn't even break
10% tops new
Yeah.
footage.
Yeah.
Like the intro bedroom scene and the kissing at the end is about it, and there's almost nothing in between it.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so little here. Did it have anything to say about society at all?
Weirdly enough,
Just,
weirdly
love it,
enough,
right?
I think this had more to say about society than last episode. But I always go first. So, Michael, sorry, you were about to say something.
Love is complicated, is what I'll go with.
But exactly, that's genuinely what I had written. Is that despite not getting a rating, it's a reminder that romance shifts and changes as you age. We resist this change, thinking that romance should always be as heart-pounding and soul-encompassing as it was when we were a teenager. While you can still have romance and you should pursue it, do not stay in a relationship that does not have romance. But what romance actually looks like will always be different as you and your relationship age. And I think sitcoms do a great job of showing this sometime. Everybody Loves Raymond with Frank and Marie. You know, the whole joke is, oh, lol, they don't love each other. But then when you see the moments where they do love each other, you think, wow, I hope I have that when I'm their age. The only one that I think doesn't was like Love and Married with Children, because the whole joke was just, my wife, am I right, guys? And it's kind of hard to have romance in a show about that. But Roxanne, Simpsons, they all show that romance, yeah, cool. When we were in high school, romance was this, you know, crazy big thing and like, oh my God, my throat's closing up before I talk to them. But that's not what romance is like when you're an adult. And I astoundingly think this episode did a good job of displaying that.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, no. Good take.
And that wasn't even me phoning it in. I genuinely, you know, this is genuinely something I've always been passionate about because as I've gotten older, I have, like, obviously, you guys know me personally. You know what happened in my recent history. You know, romance changes, romance shifts, and you shouldn't accept shitty romance, you know? So listen to the moral of this episode is all I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think there were two points in the original moments in this episode that were like fairly on the nose about it anyway.
Yeah,
Lisa's line about romance has been like commercialized by Disney and Hallmark and the like is like, yep, no, that's fair and accurate.
Don't look
I
at
think.
Movies for what romance should be. I think
Do
Jace
not
is-
look at movies for romance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 100%. Yeah. And then also there was like right towards the end, there is a line from Marge that says, "Did anybody learn anything about love?" And Bart says, "I learned it screws everybody up."
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Who you are as a person in your like late 20s is definitely shaped by who you dated in your early 20s.
I did not date many people in my early 20s, so I don't know what that makes for me.
I was, like I said, I was with one person for most of my 20s.
Right. Cool. Michael, you got any takeaways?
What's love got to do?
Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? I love that song.
Yeah.
Although I don't think I've ever listened to the original. I've only listened to Daniel Ate the Sandwiches cover.
I don't know that band or the version.
It's not a band. It's just a lass on YouTube. She's really good.
Oh,
She plays a ukulele.
Huh. Cool.
She did a song about her dad dying, and it was really sad, but very, very beautiful. And I cried because when I thought about my dad dying, I was very sad, obviously.
Oh.
That's a natural reaction.
Yeah, it's really weird to like end an episode at 1 hour 30, but I guess we should move on to ending it.
I was going to say, unless you really have like 25 minutes of padding to go, let's maybe, yeah.
I really don't want to be in the Simpsons spirit about it.
Okay, Matt, what's going on in your life? What do you want people to look at, see, smell, taste, listen to, watch?
Well, you can always taste me. I am delicious. But as I said last episode, the latest episode of All for Arnold is out. I consider this the first episode of my deadline, so I've got 2 more episodes to do it, but I'm going to try and get it done.
Oh, I see. That's how it is it?
Yeah, it is. So I'm going to try and get it done ASAP. I'm gonna message John literally after this podcast to figure out when we're good to talk about Running Man, because I've already fucking watched it.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay.
and I'm gonna watch it again to make notes, because I didn't make notes the first time. If you want a taste of my opinions, cheap. I will say nothing more.
Oh.
Yeah, but All for Arnold is out. Go watch it. Genuinely very fun thing to make, and very silly thing that me and John do on the side. Other than that, I'm going to be in a fucking video game, guys. If you go to, I think I mentioned this last episode, but if you go to Steam and search Spooky Tales Volume 1, I'm going to be the narrator in that actual video game you can buy. So if you wishlist it right now, you will get my dulcet tones doing a creepy voice for your viewing pleasure. So I'm genuinely incredibly excited about that. It's so amazing for me personally. But other than that, I'm on Blue Sky at Matt Perspective. I do actually post quite a lot, weirdly enough, because I just have like dumb thoughts. But other than that, I don't think I've got anything I need to promote. I mean, there's this podcast called More Man in the Morning that you might have heard of. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's on Spotify, YouTube, and all the places you can find podcasts. So maybe go check that one out as well. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's me.
Michael?
Yep, you can follow me on Blue Sky at Button Mash Horse. As alluded to, if you would like to listen to any of the episodes of which were vaguely referenced in the clip show, we are available on Spotify, Apple Music, and our video versions up to about season 4 are on YouTube. So
has it been that many?
please do. I think so. Am I right about that, John?
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but please do feel free to check our back catalogue. Thank you for supporting the podcast. It really does help us. And
Absolutely.
Any likes and subscriptions, we will greatly appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Me? Oh, it's me.
Yeah,
okay. Follow me on Blue Sky, Maroka.bsky.social. Still, maybe, possibly follow my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/buttonmash. I wrote a little bit more of a script for a thing. I'm still gonna caveat that with don't hold your breath, but I just vaguely, slowly trundling in the direction of possibly making another video at some point this year. Who knows?
I hope so. I love your videos.
Thanks.
I genuinely rewatch them a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I've said this multiple times. I've rewatched your video on our reckless disregard for gravity like 4 or 5 times.
That's such a weirdly specific and niche thing.
It's a good video.
Well, thank you. I'm not sure who it would appeal to. I made it for people. Okay. I made it for me. I was like, who's played both of these? It's me. I'm it, isn't it? Cool. Have I got anything to promote? If you're in Gorton and Denton, vote Green. I don't think I'm going to get this episode out before the by-election, but vote Green. Reform
Cunts.
Terrifyingly close to winning that one. So,
but it's fine because they keep making
the
new
Greens.
splinter parties. So They're just going to
Who
keep
does?
splitting the Conservatives right wing. They keep making splinter parties.
Yeah, I'm happy for them to do that. Yeah, they can split their vote. That's great. Yeah,
Absolutely.
do that. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, vote green. It's socialism or barbarism, folks. Vote for socialism. That's green.
On a
Vote for
happier
Greens.
note, I will. Since John seems so upset about my timer for my All for Arnold, I will say that if I have not watched The Graduate by next episode, I will submit to a forfeit. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I said I'd watch it, and then I didn't watch it, so I will watch The Graduate because I do genuinely want to watch it. I'm just very lazy.
Okay. And except for when it comes to The Running Man, which you've watched way ahead of schedule.
I was at my parents, and it was on Netflix, and it was leaving Netflix, so I was like, fuck it.
Oh, okay. Right. Fair enough. Cool. Well, let's get that organized soon, but that's not to be done on air. The folks don't need to hear about us coordinating our calendars. We're going to leave that there, I think. Thank you all for listening. We'll keep it brief today at 140. I beat my 150 target. This is great. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.